Hello, welcome to Dream Team Addicts Game Week 28 video. Going to look over at how many substitutions we got left, how we're going to target the last few game weeks of the Sun Dream Team game. And then, of course, the subs reset on the first Friday of April. So hopefully you do have a few substitutions left. As James got injured, Vardy got injured, Bowen's injured. So moving forward, it could end up with quite a few changes, really. But in this video, I'm going to talk about how we go from here until basically the subs reset. So if that's my team as it stands at the minute. If we look at the Minipad, which I like to switch over to, again, if you're new listening, please follow my Twitter. I do like to put my substitutions that I make on there for sure. The game weeks left are 28-29. The aim of this month, because it was a short game month, was to take advantage of the double game weeks. So there's a few double game weeks this week, and next week, 29, there's a few teams that don't play, and FA Cup as well. So it's important when you put your substitutions in is to basically gain as many games as you can out of these players. Okay, so as a quick overview, like I just mentioned, 28, we've got European and Premier League games, Game Week 29, FA Cup, and some Premier League games. So I'm going to look in Game Week 28 in detail, or a little bit more detail. We've got a Brighton-Liverpool kickoff at 12:30, so if you want Diaz, Mane in your team, or even a couple of Brighton players, that's a 12:30 kickoff right there, so make sure you get them in. But this week the double game weeks really are for Leicester, Liverpool, West Ham, Chelsea, Spurs, Newcastle, Everton and Man United. So really looking at that is a couple of games. Chelsea have got Newcastle at home and Lille away in the Champions League, and then Spurs have got United away and Brighton away. Brighton have been struggling a little bit lately, that's why I put it on there. And a lot of people do have Kane or are thinking about bringing Kane in. It is a double game week. The percentages are, the chances are, hopefully Kane does bang a goal over the next couple of games. Game week 28, like I mentioned, James, Bowen, Vardy injuries. Cancelo was rumoured to be injured. I'm not 100% sure, but he's down as an injury, especially on the FPL site as well. So you need to possibly take them players out if you do have the substitutions, because they won't feature for the rest of the game month, and get the players in who are going to play the hopefully like 3 games maximum. And is Havertz an alternative striker, really? He's been keeping Lukaku out of the team. He's had 2 fantastic game weeks, scoring for Chelsea, assisting for Chelsea. And another talking point, do any Man City players come out? Because they've got a single game week this week, single game week next week, so that's only 2 games already. So if you're looking at the likes of Chelsea, Liverpool, who are in the FA Cup still, they've got 3 games. So it's all depending on how much risk you want to take, because you need to remember, if you did take, let's say, Kevin De Bruyne out and he scores, his price will go up. If you've got no substitutions, you're going to struggle to get him back in. Is the risk worth the reward as such? So just bear that in mind when looking at your substitutions. Really, if we just have a quick look at the match centre, if it loads up, see, like I mentioned, you've got Liverpool in the Premier League and Spurs, Chelsea at home to Newcastle, then they again play later on in the week. But the big thing is here, if you do have substitutions, it might be worth looking at game week 29, at looking at the teams that are actually playing. As you can see, there are a few teams missing, because there is an FA Cup games. You've got Liverpool away at Forest, Chelsea away at Middlesbrough, are they the games you want to target as well? I can see like the likes of Rudiger starting against Middlesbrough and their game week matches in game week 28 as well. So always look at future planning, really. Look at what teams have got a lot more games than others, because if they get a 3 points out of 10, 7 plus rating, they get the 3 points. The 3 points are actually worth more than an assist. You only get 2 for an assist. So look at these type of players who would play week in, week out, and just try and grab them 3 points. It does make a difference over the whole season. So if I was looking at my team at the minute, so if we go back to my team, substitutions wise, I've got 3 left. I'll be looking at obviously taking Reece James out, and Bowen was injured as well. So I will be looking at the lineup for Jared Bowen, really, because they did say it's not as serious as first thought, but I can still see him missing out this game week, in fact. So there's things you can do here, really. You can go to a 3-4-3. You can put Havertz in, or I can just play player for player. So like the Chelsea Reece James, if I were to look at Chelsea's defenders even, there's cheap options there. Chalobah seems to be playing an awful lot as well, so he's a nice cheap option there. So let's say, for example, just put him in right now, and then that frees up quite a bit of budget. 7.2 million. I can fit in any midfielder I want. I think looking at this as well, with Arsenal do have a double match week as well. Saka could be a nice one. Mount as well could be a nice player, got on the score sheet as well. So these type of players now, especially for the next 2 game weeks anyway, you can sort of take a bit of a risk. Man City not playing as many games, even though they can still damage you if you don't have them. That's why I think I'll be keeping De Bruyne in. I don't want to take De Bruyne out to not be able to afford to put him back in. And possibly the same with David Silva, Bernardo Silva as well. So potentially my team could sort of look like this. If you don't fancy Chalobah as well, you can always change him for Thiago Silva, let's say, or whoever else you fancy in that Chelsea team. So bear in mind though, Newcastle have been playing pretty well lately. They're on a bit of a run. I'll say a very good run actually. So if you are going all Chelsea, just bear that in mind. So like I said, the substitutions I do will be on my Twitter, which is @AddictsTeam, so you won't miss out if you do like following my teams. I know people do actually are actually interested in who I take out, who I put in, so thanks for listening and keep listening as well, so it's brilliant. But I hope that helps. Any questions, please drop them to me. Any advice you want, just YouTube, Twitter, I can get back to you as soon as I can. See, with different options really, it's all about a different perspective on playing the game, that's all. So thanks for listening. Please subscribe if you are new, and have a good game week.